Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for Fuck This Place! And I talked to him. I was like, oh, about you're an old man who pinches my knee too
under the seat.
Yeah, I was talking about my report in 5th grade on Pearl Harbor, and I think I got an okay grade.
Yeah, I hope you did. I mean,
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
be
so much.
disrespectful to get an F on a report about Pearl Harbor.
Well, you know, if you don't do a service to the soldiers, you know, those who lost their lives, I feel like you deserve a C. We should probably just jump into the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, another fantastic stand-up comic. You've seen him on Conan. You've seen him on Bring the Funny on NBC, and you can catch him July 1st through the 4th in Phoenix, Arizona at the House of Comedy. But he is with us today, the very funny Mr. Michael Longfellow. Michael, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? How are you guys?
Hey,
Doing good.
We're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, did you get to? Some people bounced a little bit during the pandemic. Did you get to do any bouncing, or
I went back to Arizona for
because it's not that far away. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
close.
It was really close, and they they really only took coronavirus seriously for like 10 minutes.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, they took it
I-
as long as one of those little tiny Bud Light margaritas takes to drink. That's how long they were serious about it, and then they were like,
Yeah.
"We're good."
Yeah.
Do you remember like in old Super Mario games when you were in like the ghost level and how if you weren't looking, the ghost would sneak up on you, but if you turned back, the ghost would freeze?
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's how Arizona treated coronavirus. Like it was like if someone was looking at them, they're like, "Yeah, we're taking it," and then like you turn away, they were like, "A party!" So,
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, I think that is how it felt.
They call that the Scottsdale defense.
Which I didn't do anything. I stayed in my mother's backyard
Mhm.
safely.
I believe you,
That's right.
100%.
But it was definitely a little more, open out there.
mhm.
You know, it's just nice to have a little yard action. You know, a little sod, so to speak. We should just jump straight into our first segment. Michael, our first segment on every podcast that we play is actually a segment that we call Fuck This Place ? Where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. And you are originally from Phoenix, which we have almost officially covered. So what we've actually done is we picked out some Craigslist posts from the Phoenix area. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to read 3 titles to 3 different Craigslist posts from the Phoenix, area, Craigslist. You're going to pick the one you don't want to look at, and then we're going to look at the other 2. Cool.
Perfect.
Great.
Love it.
Just like we're browsing. Okay, so post number 1 title is Guy with Pickup Truck Needed. Post number 2 title, Personal Assistant, extremely vague. And then title number 3, Hiring 2 Cabana Boys. This one isn't Scottsdale. Which one do you not want to click on? The Cabana Boys, Personal Assistant, or Guy with Pickup Truck Needed?
Guy with pickup truck needed would be crazy to pick on just because I wouldn't be able to help him. I have a Monday launcher, so that'd be wild to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Personal assistant though, without any, is that all it says?
It's all for the title. Obviously, there will be more once we click on.
That's
it,
the freakiest one.
That's freaky. Okay.
That's the freakiest one for sure. How is there no? There's no second description. Cabana boy, I would pick Cabana boy.
Okay, so then that one's a yes. So which of pickup truck or personal assistant is like, I'm not fucking with this?
Not those ones. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what thing we're gonna look at 2 of them. So you have to release one.
I release personal assistant.
Okay, great. Bye. We never wanted to see that. So let's go straight into the heart of the beast with Guy with Pickup Truck Needed.
Okay.
In Mesa.
I know Mesa.
Okay,
great.
great.
I have an aunt that lives in Mesa.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have an uncle that lives in Mesa who has a pickup truck. Maybe we could do this after all.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
we could do this.
Man, everyone's got a brother or sister of a father or mother in Mesa.
Oh yeah,
aunt or uncle is what I
put
should
that
have
on
said.
my tombstone.
It just seems like a real aunt and uncle town, Mesa. But not that I've ever been. But anyway, so yeah, Guy with Pickup Truck Needed. There is no images with this post, just a few lines of text, and the ad begins and it says, "I need an easygoing guy." So Nick's aunt is out, I guess, who have a pickup truck.
Okay.
I bought a really small sofa and I need it to move from Gilbert to Mesa, around 15 miles only. Is that true, Michael?
Yeah, that's about right.
All right, great. It will take 15 to 20 minutes drive and I will help you load and unload. So really, they just need the truck, I guess. And then they continue and say, I'm on a budget, so I need someone cool. I love the word cool here. Who is not complicated and want to make some quick cash. And then we learn about the cash. It says $25 cash. Definitely quick. I don't know about plentiful. And the option for a bigger and different gig this weekend.
So this is like an audition for future employment.
Yeah, a little bit of a prelude. And then the post ends and it says, please send your phone number so we can coordinate. My time is flexible, so we can do it, around 1 p.m. or after but before 6 p.m. So not that flexible. I mean, flexible in that it is in a span of hours. But it's really just between 1 and 6 is what this means. And then they do reiterate compensation is $25 in the compensation box. That is the post.
Okay.
I feel like this person has a giant stone sundial in their front
You think
yard.
so?
Yeah, just the way the way they communicate, the way they look at time.
Right.
When shadow here and when shadow between here and here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, between 1 and 6 is for sure a time you could tell on a sundial, and I don't think I could get any more specific than that. I do like that there's a different gig coming up.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's huge. You know, I do think that
and it's bigger too. It's
bigger. Yeah,
could be $35-$40.
Could be. That's the bummer here. Is like I think $25 is actually to me that's friend money.
That is that's no money at all.
Yeah, I own a truck, which I don't, but I own a truck, and I have a friend who's like, hey, can you do this? And I go, and they go, come on. And then they give me 25 and they say, I'll give you $20 or $25. And it's like, and they say, maybe it covers gas. And goddamn well, it doesn't cover gas, but it's fine. Like, it's fine. Okay. It's worth it, whatever. But other than that, not a lot of coin there.
Yeah. This is a good job if I am sitting in my pickup truck outside of this guy's house by coincidence. Like, yeah,
and it's my couch.
Yeah.
And I need to move it.
Yeah. And I'm going to Venmo myself $25 just for being a good guy to me. Yeah. If you're in Gilbert, I guess. But yeah, I am somewhat consoled, although I believe it's false consolation, on the small sofa. I do
really small sofa.
I have a small sofa.
What if it's a chair? What if it's literally a chair?
He just calls it a sofa.
What he calls small.
This is sofa and small sofa.
This is a lawn chair. It's a very small sofa. I know.
Yeah. I mean, if you need a truck, how small can it be? But that being said, like I will say I have a small sofa. It's a 2-seater, and I would still need something significant to carry it.
Do you think if you're like not cool enough, you'd get there and he'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm looking for someone just a little while.
Oh, I need a cooler guy.
Yeah. I would have accepted you had you shown up with cigarettes or a leather jacket of some kind, but no. None of those not cool enough. I'm sorry, sir.
Or at the very least, a white shirt with the sleeves flipped up.
Sleeves rolled up. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Again, this is a friend gig. And I know that there are places and people in the world, right, who don't have friends who have pickup trucks, but this is a friend gig, So I'm gonna say fuck this place because I don't think I'm gonna be your friend, and I'm not currently.
Yeah. Fuck this place too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely out because I just cannot figure out whether or not he's meant to say my time is flexible and we can dot it or do it. And because I do think he uses dot it as a expression of what he does. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we'll just dot it around then.
That's what you do if you have a sundial in the backyard. You come up with your own words. Okay, so post number 2.
Oh, here we go.
Is I think it's a little more fun and fancy free. It's hiring 2 cabana boys in Scottsdale. There is a picture, and to some degree, there's no cabana boys here, but the picture is of a pool with some classic sort of Instagram floaties.
There's a lot of floaties.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
I would say that's the majority of the pool.
Donuts.
A lot of donuts, watermelon. Everybody's seen these. There's a pineapple, flamingos of various shade. One is a little more sunburnt than the other, I guess. And then behind this regular sized pool, from what I can tell so far, is a couple of actual cabanas, right? And then a little in that everybody hates these bubble letters, these balloon letters. It says "she said," and I'm guessing yes is right behind.
If not, it's she said bar.
Yeah, that's right. The bar does have giant letters that say "bar," so you know where in the backyard of whoever's place you're hanging out.
She might have said no because there's no one here.
That's true. She might have said no. That is, I will say, very suspicious that there's not a single person in this photo.
Yeah. She said leave. She said go away.
Very calm water as well. This is not after anybody's done any cannonballs. Nothing has happened.
Chase, can you zoom in on like that the far cabana? What is that red thing sitting there?
Is that a propane tank?
That's what I thought it was.
I think that's that's just a disconnected propane tank.
Yeah, we got a spare propane tank. Red one. Typically they're gray, so
I wanted to go, okay, just maybe off chances for helium for balloons. Whatever.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But then I'm like, I'm not seeing any real balloons.
Well,
propane.
She said is technically a real balloon. It could be just regular.
Those come blown up though.
Yeah,
those,
that's right.
Letterings, you know, like
that's a good point.
So
you wouldn't use helium to blow up the pool floaties, right?
No, that'd be so cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Also, with the helium shortage, you're really fucking us all over.
I forgot there was a shortage. You're right.
One of those giant donuts. 3 donuts.
There's
4. It bothers me that they're the same. Like there's just 3. Anyway.
Yeah, there's one floaty thing that's just like that's flat. You see what I'm talking about, Chase? Like it's the one because all these.
Is it a beer pong table?
Where?
Oh, that's what it is. Oh,
it is.
Yeah,
never mind. I recant what I was going to say because
I was going to say that
you're just laying down on that, like how uncool you look next to everyone else who's like propped up to have a conversation.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a beer pong table because it's got little holes and a little triangle in. Although again, I have played beer pong, right?
Hell yeah.
It's a messy game. Thank you, Nick. I'm cool. I'm a cool guy. I don't have a truck. But it's a messy game. I personally would never want to play one in a pool. But that being said, it might be the only sanitary version of beer pong available because of how often that that fucking ping pong ball ends up on the ground and people just like rinse it in that nasty, you know what I'm talking about? That just just like the
that like tobacco spit cup.
Yeah. It's like from an old spittoon in the Wild West. That's what it looks like by the end anyway. So yeah, that's the picture.
This definitely looks like it would be fun if you knew literally anyone else.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had any friends at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So then the text begins and says, looking to hire 2 cabana boys for a pool event. I think we know what the event is, but maybe not. Job duties include serving food, serving drinks, mingling with guests. Mingling, not a huge fan of that for responsibility if I'm already serving food and drinks. Being outgoing and helping set a fun atmosphere. Good. And then complimenting guests. Not a fan.
A little strange.
That's pretty hardcore. I feel like most look, I know the deal already, bro. Like I'm supposed to be really nice and make sure everybody's having a good time, whatever. But to like be explicit about the fact that I'm like this says to me that there's a metric, right? that somebody's judging you by like, oh, I don't think you've recently said somebody's outfit looked good, in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's something like if you have time to lean, you have time to clean type of style.
Yeah.
Complimenting guests. I would totally mess that up. I'd say something weird. I'd be like, "You're looking hot today, sir." And your wife, why is a cabana boy harassing me?
If you're not scooping ice, time to be nice. That's the way. Okay, so then
21 to 31. That's all good there. Must be in good shape. I think I'm in enough shape. I don't know though. What do they mean by that? I mean,
good question. They also say, I think they're going to evaluate here when they say willing to submit social media platforms. That's where they're really looking for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was going to say, but I would imagine though, willing must be in good shape is going to be relative to how out of shape these old rich people are.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't think you have to be like a total stud. I just think you have to be in better shape than
they are.
Year-olds who are paying you to do this.
Right. That's fair. Yeah. And able to pass a background check. That's pretty standard. Event. So just one event here, I guess. Friday, June 4th. It's coming up soon. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pay is negotiable. Is it?
Ooh.
Why don't you just tell me?
Is it negotiable or do you have a very specific rate you won't go below? To apply, please email me a photo and your social media. If you want to do this with a friend, you may submit your friend as well. Love the idea that you can like sort of like abduct your friend without them ever knowing.
Or you can like gauge how hot your friends are.
Yeah. Hey, what about this guy? Serious
Check
inquiries.
out www.scottsdalecabanaboys.com.
Oh yeah, that's correct. We'll take a look at that. Yeah. So the ad finishes with, if you would like to see what the position is like, check out scottsdalecabanaboys.com. So we are, I think we should just give it a quick whirl. Because otherwise, what are we doing? And it is real.
Oh yeah, it's a real website.
Oh dude,
look at that cabana boy.
We've got
look at them preying on him.
There is a photo.
Yeah,
on the main page.
I love that he's in the pink and they're in the black. Very predatory.
Mm-hmm.
The dark.
Yeah, they're ready to eat him alive.
And I should say,
get that innocent boy.
I should say that in the foreground we have a svelte boy, and in the background we have two lounging women who cannot in any way be comfortable where they are sitting or lounging.
There's no way to.
They're just on
I
pavement.
imagine kind of loud, right where they're at. Right.
Yeah, they're right over a waterfall. Yeah, and another thing to note here is that our cabana boy actually looks a little bit more like a pool boy in this situation, because he has got a this little pole with a net at the end.
Pool skimmer.
A pool skimmer. Yeah, he's obviously messing with the pool while he's flexing so hard.
He doesn't look confident though in what he's doing.
He might look busy. Even
he looks like someone who's being exploited.
He sure does. Yeah. So then below that is it says Cabana Boy bartending service. Kick you up your feet and let us make your special day stress free, perfect for bachelorette and birthday parties. And then we have
let's see our boys.
Yeah, we have a list of our boys, sort of in like if you're looking at Instagram on a browser, just like squares of boys. We got some boys. We got Nelson from Oregon.
Is Nelson in the picture? Is that Nelson?
Enjoys. Wow. What did it say he enjoys?
Enjoys wine and making love on the tennis court.
Oh, cool. Dude,
you can't do that.
Nelson.
Nelson, you can't do that.
Is that like being sweet about tennis? He's like, it feels, I just love tennis. Or is he like,
oh, right.
Or is he like, no, I have a problem.
Yeah, he's like, no, I have sex in public.
I'm a guy who likes to fuck at tennis courts. Then we have Chris. These are all white guys so far, by the way. Chris has got 2 buttons undone, which is nice, of his button-up shirt.
You just walked in on Chris while he was changing.
And it says he's from Arizona and he's an avid triathlete, an amazing dog dad to Jack.
Okay. I don't know Jack. Don't talk about it. I'm supposed to know who you're talking about.
I will say Tyler H doesn't quite fit the same hardcore bro vibes from
Tyler H is the moody cabana boy,
Yeah, you're right.
They have their different
Well, you need the cabana boys that listen to Morrissey just like anybody else. Tyler H is from California and is a magazine editor. That's not fucking true. And knows all the best spots to brunch.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Piss off, Tyler H. I hate you so much.
We have a bunch of other dudes. And now the first dudes, I would say that they all had a sexual energy to them. The next dudes are looking a little more LinkedIn to me.
Yeah.
I would also say they look like guys who were suspects for a little while in like murder cases on Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially Cole. Cole looks like an AI. Cole looks like like one of those influencers that you find out later is.
No, I think you're right, Chase. Yeah, he looks like a computer generated what a person should look like.
Yeah.
He looks like a real cabana boy. Honestly,
I would agree. He's the first cabana boy I would think of, and Cole is an outdoor enthusiast and self-proclaimed bookworm / film buff. Self-proclaimed, indeed. But I do think that the other dudes in this next line, Evan and Justin, are both at the same wedding.
They're just the same. Well, you can invite your friend, right? You can invite your friend.
Oh, yes.
This is that.
Yeah, because they both have blazers and they both have red ties. They don't have the same boutonniere, but that doesn't mean anything. Justin's from Washington and he's a dentist in training and gets the blood flowing. They really like to tease this one. Gets the blood flowing by staying active Monday to Sunday. That's 7 days a week, ladies.
You couldn't come up with anything better than staying active Monday to Sunday.
Hey, he stays active. And then Evan, he likes to spend weekends with his pup Jameson and out on the golf course.
He's an alcoholic. And Jameson is not a dog.
Yeah. Me and my pup Jameson have had a couple of long nights together. Anyway, so there's a bunch more. Tyler B, first person of color.
Oh, thank God, there's a black guy.
The entire lineup. He's a bodybuilder and guaranteed to be more fun.
Publish this podcast now.
Yeah, this is getting problematic here. It was sounds like the Scottsdale Cabana Boys.
Yeah,
it sounds like a.
Okay. Sorry. There's one more guy, Ramey, who's from Ohio. no shirt in his pic. Looks like maybe he's in the middle of doing some bouldering or something at like Joshua Tree or whatever. And it says climbs rocks like a pro and catches flights, not feelings.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Heartbreaker.
Wow. Sorry, ladies.
Yeah, he's a heartbreaker. Oh, and then we actually have some real info in the text of
that's
the
not bad.
thing of the website here. It says $300 for 2 hours, $100 for $100 an hour for additional time. So it's $150 an hour for the first 2 hours. And then why do they reduce the rate after that? Includes, oh, I see. This is what someone's paying. This is not us, bro. This is not what I'm getting paid. This is what someone is paying for the Cabana Boys. So if you're paying $300 for 2 hours for 2 Cabana Boys, those Cabana Boys ain't making a ton of cash as a base pay. Let's say they're making $60, right? And
maybe a little more than that, but obviously, like, they're getting paid in tips.
Oh yeah,
they
of
got a
course.
lot of tips going on.
Which is where the compliments come back in.
I agree. It says you supply the refreshments and the pool.
We supply the boys.
We supply the boys, available in the Phoenix metro area. All of our boys are licensed, insured, and background checked. Requests for specific boys can be made.
Word boys is way too much.
They have said boys a bunch of times. I think that's pretty much what we need to know from the Scottsdale Cabana Boys.
Does not seem like a bad gig.
It doesn't seem like a bad gig.
If you're in that, if you need some extra cash.
Listen, this does not seem like a bad gig.
Decently working.
If you are Raimi,
I was gonna say if you love to catch flights, not feelings,
yeah,
step on in, fellas. Yeah, I will say, as a person who has dealt with a lot of bachelorette parties, as like a tour guide on like a alcoholic endeavor, most of the time it's cool until. Most of the time, most bachelorette parties think they're wilder than they actually are. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, we're so crazy. Like, oh my God, but like there is that few times where there is one person in the friend group that is legit fucking nuts, right? And everybody knows who it is before anybody starts drinking. Like, it's just like, this is Tracy. Tracy will fucking eat your head if you let her. Like, it's going to happen. If there's anybody who's going to be a cannibal in this group, it's going to be Tracy. And so I feel like that could be a downside, but I think most of the time someone's not gonna drown in the pool. So yeah, it could be a decent gig for the right person, especially if you're catching flights and zero feelings.
So I'd be afraid to fall in love. That'd be my problem. If I was like Rami, I could definitely maybe do this job.
Yeah, you. I mean, this would be the beginning of you finally settling down. You catch by surprise, right? You never planned on this to happen, but 10 bachelorette parties later, and you got it all locked down. You caught feelings. So yeah, I'm gonna say no, only because I've done my time in the trenches. Like, I'm good, but I do.
Cabana Boy?
No, dude, I've done the time with the bachelorette parties, bro.
Oh, okay.
I got 1,000-yard stare when as soon as you see that sash, it's I just start getting flashbacks. So yeah, I'm gonna say no only because of that. But that I do think that, like, for some people this could actually work. I think that as long as management doesn't blow. Anyways, that's what I'll say.
I don't want to do it. I am not good at compliments. I'm not gonna like, if you're trying to like pour a drink and just be like, hey Brenda, keeping it tight, fuck, and then you're like in trouble or whatever. I'm out.
Michael?
I'm in. I'm all in. It's probably not too far from where I live anyways.
Sure.
But more my parents live. And I don't know, seems like a decent gig. There's lots of propane to go around. I
mean, if there's plenty of propane, what could go
plenty
wrong?
Of floaties, and I don't know who I don't know who my friend I would bring along would be. Sure,
it'd be nice to have a friend for safety, but I got a feeling that Raimi and all the guys, all the boys,
they take me in. They show me the ropes.
They take you in their wing pretty quick. So
yeah, I'd be part of the pack real quick.
Yeah. All right. Well, then medium, sort of not entirely. Fuck this place. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird like temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
And you want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470 bad jobs.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Michael, what's the first job you ever had?
First job I ever had. I was I worked at a retirement home in the restaurant area. So I was like a waiter and a busboy, and in a way, I guess a
cabana boy to some degree.
Yeah, sort of a caretaker, I guess. In some, I wasn't technically allowed to touch the old people.
Right.
But that wouldn't stop me.
Yeah.
No.
So did you anyways? Yes.
This seems like an extremely Arizona occupation, like retirement communities. It seems like there's a lot of them in Arizona. Is that
It was. There
true?
were definitely. Yeah, there's a bunch. This one opened up. I was one of the first employees there. I worked there with all of my friends. It was the best job I ever had, but I didn't.
Really?
I had it. We all thought that we hated it, but
yeah.
Yeah, it was like the greatest job ever compared to any other job I've had.
How old were you?
I was 16.
16. And so they, this is what I love about this podcast. You don't think about a retirement home opening, right? Like they just always exist in your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, this has been here forever and it always will be. But like it was new. So like, if you're working like a new retail job, there's like an adjustment period where like people fuck shit up for a while. Like, like everybody does because it's new. Like we're like, did you have to do like training with nobody there? Like, because if it's an ongoing restaurant.
I'd never had any sort of job, so I didn't have any waiting experience or anything. So I had to learn all of that. And then also that we would make a lot of the food. We would do a ton of stuff. We were like our busboy, make the drinks, make the food, waiter, and we couldn't get tips either because they lived there. So
they shouldn't and didn't bring their wallet.
On Christmas time, a couple of them would like slip us 20s,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know we're not supposed to, but they always would.
Yeah, they're like all delusional and stuff. They're like, for your family. You're like, I'm 16.
Yeah.
For your kids.
A couple of them were really cool. And then there were some grumpy ones. And then there was one dude who would try to escape all the time.
Yeah.
Love it. Love this.
And I remember one time I was driving past it on the way to my dad's house. I wasn't working that day. Yeah. I was driving on the way to my dad's house past it. Yeah. And I see, I think his name was Robert. But I see him in his electric chair, like a mile away from the retirement home.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Going down like a boulevard, like a very populated street. And I had to rat him out. I had to call.
Of course.
Robert is on Shea Boulevard right now.
He's so far.
Someone needs to come get him.
He was a significant distance, you're saying. Like
he was like so far. He was making it. He was gone. If I hadn't been driving there that day, no one. They just know about why is this old guy here?
He would have gotten away had you not like.
But he probably would have just died in the middle of the desert.
Yeah. Bad stuff would happen to Robert.
Where he was going, there was nothing for him.
Yeah, it was like. Have you seen that?
He was just trying to put distance between.
Have you seen that Werner Herzog documentary where he's in the Arctic and there's this one shot where there's this penguin, because penguins apparently like they all know where they're going except for every now and then like one of them will just literally head towards the center of the continent, and there's just this one shot of this penguin, and the Werner Herzog is like, one thing is certain, this penguin will surely die, and I think that's what's happening with Check Out Charlie here.
Yeah, I'd like to think I saved a life. Yeah. That day.
Yeah, for sure. I think you did.
Even if it was against his will.
Better things. Even
if he was just like, just let me die.
Or he was probably going. I mean, again, I don't know how much conversation you had with him, but like, yeah, I believe that. Probably not a lot of coherent conversation either. But my grandpa, he tried to escape with my grandma from their community home. They're both passed away now, but they were trying to go back to like this house they remembered that they lived, like it wasn't even the house they left, that they came to their, like it was like the first home they owned in like 1962 or whatever. Yeah. So maybe he did have a destination in mind, but now it's just
I totally get it. I totally get trying to escape that place.
Oh yeah.
It was like a nice place, but still those places seem, I bet you wake up one day and
Well, they're waiting for you to die there,
Yeah.
like entertaining you until you're dead. What Robert never mentioned anything about trying to escape. Like
no, he was a quiet guy.
Real Andy Dufresne.
Yeah.
Kept it low, went for it.
How do you think he got out that day?
The front door.
Just straight up, no one watching.
Yeah, someone must have known. It was the first year, so I'm sure there was a security lapse that hadn't been addressed yet or something.
I think again, it's front door.
And I think they were technically allowed to leave.
Some people were.
Probably not Robert. He was not someone who should ever have eyes off of him. He should always have someone watching him.
But I mean, the front door of those places are pretty busy, right? Especially if like visitors coming in or like shuttles picking people up and dropping.
No one came and saw these people.
I like to.
Okay, yeah, for sure. That too.
I like to think that there is like kind of like a fat security guard in the security room who's just like eating his donut, and there's like the oscillating security camera that's like on Robert, and then it goes to the side, and when it comes back, he's gone. That's who he is to me. I like to think of him as a.
But it was probably like 3 or 4 oscillations, and you could actually see him going because it's so long.
Yeah, you got several snapshots.
Escape, and the guy just didn't look for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then he was out, and then he was bolting.
Dude, he was going as fast as that chair would take him. He was going down a boulevard.
And those things will cook.
Boulevard, very populated.
If you really let that joystick go, man.
Robert had it like the NOS tank attached to his, so that
he was fully.
Yeah, this is aftermarket retrofits. So
the tires were all bald and shredded by the time they got to him.
I'm sorry, Robert. I mean, I'm certain that you're dead now, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry for whatever happened after. So how'd you hear about the job? I mean, if it was opening.
My friend was gonna do it.
Okay, and he was like, "We should just do this."
Yeah, and then two other friends, and we all got the job.
Yeah,
and had the coolest boss. Talked so much shit about these poor old people. They have no idea. I heard caretakers say terrible things about these old people that they're supposed to take care of. There's no respect for the elderly in this country.
Yeah, no, there's not. That's 100% true. Not. That eventually this podcast is just gonna be fuck this place, and it's gonna be Nick and Chase from our respective death homes, just talking how much it fucking sucks to be there, and that's okay. I accept that as the eventual end. A little dark, but true. I think you got to talk a little shit about the people you serve.
That's like normal wait staff stuff.
Yeah.
But
and let's not forget, old people do suck too.
They often did. Yes.
Yeah. Like they can be super, super shitty. So
yeah.
Which I get.
Oh, for sure.
Again, totally understand it.
Doesn't mean I love it.
I'm gonna be the same way, probably with any luck. But I hope I'm still not trying to be nice when I'm 90.
Yeah.
Let it go eventually. Give it up. You put in your work. Just say what you are thinking.
I want more pecan pie.
Yeah, you've earned it. Oh, dude, the pecan pie. That was the best part of the job, honestly, was we ate all of the food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We ate more food than we served, for sure.
Well, and also
the place did close down a few years later.
Oh,
where it was bought out by another retirement home.
Sure.
Oh, really? By Big Retire.
Part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Retire coming in.
Like, why have we had to order so many pecan pies? There's no way they're eating this much.
All people do love their treatsies. That's for goddamn sure. I mean, I would say you were maybe neck and neck with what they wanted to be consuming. I'm not saying that they did consume as much as you, but if they were left to their own devices, they'd probably be like right behind you as far as the volume of treatsies that they were having on it.
I would try to hook it up. We would get to make their ice cream, and I'd try to go a little crazy.
So you were responsible for. You said you did some cooking too, but like your main responsibility was in the dining room, so to speak, and then you just
I was taking the orders. We didn't cook like the legit meals, but we would make all the sides and stuff like that. Creme brulee, we'd have like the fire.
Oh wow,
that was actually the best part.
So you're really going for it,
yeah. And then we would clear the tables, wipe down the tables, everything a busboy would do, plus what the waiter would do, and then a little bit of what the chef would do.
Was there, how much pretense of the fact that you were not really a waiter did you have to, like, were they like, we really want this experience for these guests, right?
Yeah.
To be like, it's like they're at a restaurant.
It was supposed to be fine dining.
Okay.
So it was legit, like, all the We had a nice uniform on, and
so it was a nice retirement home. So there's no wonder they got bought out.
And it was
too expensive, probably.
Yeah. And then you'd be very nice while you're out there, and then you'd turn the corner and someone would be like fucking Bob pissed in his chair again or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Maybe like really mad at this old guy.
Right. It is funny that the aesthetic is that it's some like hoity-toity kind of like 5-star restaurant, but like the customers are trying to escape.
It's a 5-star restaurant that just smells just a bit like ammonia.
Yeah, ammonia.
You know, everything else about it is.
It's the smell, the combination of all the grandma's houses.
Yes. Right? Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, and all the grandma's accidents. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's strange to be like. Was there a menu, or was it like this? Is what
there was a menu. It was a rotating menu. You know, it would shift.
Yeah.
We did have our consistent items though. There were some people that would not eat. They would eat the same thing and nothing else.
Every meal?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they'd have their breakfast, their lunch, and their dinner, and it wouldn't be this, but it'd be the same breakfast, same lunch, same
dinner. For sure. That'd be so great. Eggs for everything. Eggs for breakfast, eggs for lunch, eggs for dinner. That's how I got to 99, my guy. Protein, all white, all egg whites.
One dude did like dump half a thing of salt on every single one of his meals.
Oh yeah.
And he was one of the healthiest old dudes there. He was one of the few that would actually walk around on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judging people.
Yeah.
Judging people, or they're just like cheering him on. You know,
he's like Popeye.
Yeah, but with salt.
Yeah. Just a lot of meat.
Fucking like he killed in the war for sure.
Yeah. Love that little anchor tattoo. So fine dining and quite the pretense. And then how long were you there?
I was there for like a year.
Okay, so a good chunk of time, I'd say.
Yeah, and I started playing school again, and I was playing a sport at the time too. So I was like, I can't. But I probably could have. I just knew now how good that job was. So
what specifically? I mean, obviously we're gonna get into bad jobs eventually here, but like, what specifically about it now, looking back, was so golden about it?
Just that I was there with. Every other employee was like a personal friend of mine.
Sure. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You know, we would work for, dinner would only be a few hours.
And it's at like 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'd close down for a couple hours. And those were probably the most fun hours of my life. Like when they've all left and we're cleaning everything up, but also just like throwing muffins at each other and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, there's nobody there. Yeah.
It was insane. Stealing food.
And you said your boss was cool?
Boss was cool. He was like, this is beneath me. I'm just on my way to my next thing, you know?
Right. That's what you want.
Yeah. Jeff was the coolest boss. We all should have been fired. So
what do you think? What do you think his next thing was?
He wanted to
like Chicago Improv.
He had a degree in like restaurant, whatever that is,
management or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't think managing the retirement home food was his dream.
No,
so
I wouldn't expect it to be anybody's dream.
Yeah, exactly. But we all should have been fired. But since he probably should have been fired too, he wouldn't fire any of us. So it was kind of, it was chaos, but we made it work.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
I mean, there's a difference between, you throw some muffins and you throw muffins at a guest, right? Right? Like as long as when the guests are around and the important things are getting done, like, well,
we would at least not assault the guests. We were at least that good.
Michael, let me ask you, back to Robert escaping. Like when you called him, like when you called the facility on him. So what happens? Do they send out like muscle guys to beat him up and bring him back, or like?
Yeah, what? I think they. I don't think they beat him up, but I do think they send out. They have
the tires. Right? Yeah, I mean, like I just want to know, like, is it like a thing where then he's like on the boulevard, and then there's like guys with like dark sunglasses that he doesn't know are sneaking up on him, like from either side. Like I just want to know. Or is
I wish I would have seen it. I think they probably called some guy who should have been watching him and probably like woke him up and was like, hey, you know where Robert is? And he's like, yeah, he's right here. And they're like, oh, really?
And he looks, and there's like the spot where Robert sits is just like an indentation. But
yeah.
And the cushion's coming up just slightly, like. Like a little breath.
And
I like to think, though, you were talking about a big squad of big buff dudes. The thing is, I don't think Robert's really got the gumption, of our Salt King here. So I think it would just be like a bunch of skinny dudes, it'd be just a bunch of chases just running out there.
They might just be like fast walking next to him, be like, hey, buddy.
They're just
we gotta turn you around here.
yeah, correct.
So not like, I was more of like, this is the end of the line, Robert.
Yeah.
He's like, and then Robert's like, it's over when I say it's over, man.
And he just drives into traffic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Robert, no. He gets hit by a car. It explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The car explodes?
Please control my death.
Yeah, all of it. Like, this is like, then they're on the news and like 16 people dead.
And I feel terrible, I'm like, oh man, maybe if I just let him go.
Yeah.
None of this tragedy would have happened. Oh man, Robert. Respect to all Roberts out there.
Yeah, respect to Robert, dude. Never stop fighting the good fight,
Yeah, dude.
I hope that wasn't his last escape attempt.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't. From wherever he got sent after this thing got closed, whatever. Like, doesn't matter. There's always a way.
Yeah.
The bummer is there's nothing out there. That's the real bummer,
Really
so far away.
He's got the haunting win though, of just being like, you can keep bringing me back here, but I will eventually die. I'm getting out of here. One way or another.
Correct. It's either. I mean, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna do it. It's just a question of
stop keeping me alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me control this one last thing.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, we are gonna get to worst job, but like, cats, I feel like cats especially, but sometimes dogs, they go away. They go away, man. Like, it's time for me to go away. This is just my time. Okay.
Robert the cat.
Yeah. R.I.P. Robert.
I do like that,
Robert.
Michael, that you were saying, like, he's just like, this is the last thing I can control. Like, he's like, let me die. I want to go out on my own terms. And
he's
I'm 16.
He's every day. He's got a lady in his room he doesn't know.
Yeah.
All the time. They probably change them and stuff.
And you're like, do you, Robert, do you want the almond crusted trout or not?
He's like, I just want to die.
Yeah. He's like, you're gonna throw a lot more muffins in your life, but my muffin days are gone.
Couldn't throw a muffin right now if I wanted to.
God knows I do.
This is my last muffin throw. Let's do this. Oh, Robert. Okay. Wow.
Just takes the emergency parking brakes off his thing just at the top of a hill. Very dramatically. Cold, that Arizona hot breeze hitting him.
It's so hot.
His hair is just blown back. Going so fast. Even when he stops, it's still like blown back. Like he just got off his feet.
Let me go, Michael. Let me go. You're just like, come on, Robert. Having the handles.
Come on, man. You want a brownie? Or do you want pie?
Dude, like, I don't know this guy, but we sure as fuck leveled him up. Let me tell you, I'm attached to this.
This one goes out to Robert.
Yeah. Dude. This one really
goes out to Robert.
Robert.
Oh, Christ.
Okay. All right. Okay, so
best job ever.
We're gonna spiral if we keep thinking about Robert.
Okay. So, Michael, that was your first job ever. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
Oh, I was a telemarketer when I was in college, but I wouldn't even sell a product. I would just ask people that just graduated from college if they wanted to give money to the college. It'd be like, hey, you want to give a graduation gift? We called it a gift. Like, if the university gave you so much, how about you give back to the university?
Wow.
And these are people that just graduated. They have no money.
Yeah, what a grift.
They have a degree from ASU. They're not getting any money.
Yeah.
And people will just be very rude to you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. That's hardcore. I mean, it's crazy because, like, I've graduated from a couple things or left several things, and I have been asked since then multiple times at various times, like either through email or whatever, can you give money? And the answer is the same intensity. Right? Like, it's still like, abso-fucking-lutely not.
It's an offensive question.
I think you might have ruined my life, and I will never fucking help you ever.
Yeah,
you got your money.
Skip the payment on your loans and go further into debt for some reason.
Correct. Why? What about you as an institution has made me a better person, or has made other people better people?
If someone did give money, I always thought this must be a real rich piece of shit. You know?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
Like a business major
right
that just shipped off to Wall Street right away.
Yeah, it's funny to think that like you're like, hey, could you donate money? It would be really nice of you. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, I'll give $1,000. You're like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, you're mad at everybody who says no. And then when they finally say yes.
Oh, what a
how's that 2-bedroom house doing? Huh? You in Mesa?
You know what? Fuck you. I don't want your money. You just hang.
Man, how long were you there?
I was only at that one for like 5 or 6 months.
Yeah. Ooh, that's still a good chunk of change. I mean,
that had to be like immediately shitty, right?
Huh?
I feel like that had to be immediately shitty, like day one.
Yeah, it was, and it was like I would get in trouble a lot too because you would have to ask people 3 times, and they have to say no 3 times before you were allowed.
Oh yeah, we've heard that. Yeah.
And I would never, if they said no, it was so hard for me to
for sure.
Yeah,
so I was about to get fired anyways because they would always call me into the office and they would listen to your calls and
of course
like, oh, you're not asking 3 times. You're like, I'm too weak. I cannot do it.
I hate being here.
I can't ask 3 times. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Were there other people there that were doing a good job?
And they were the weirdest people in the world.
Of course, dude.
People that were the best at that job were some of the strangest people I've ever met.
Yeah, like they have zero neck. You know what I mean? Like
I hope they're doing great now. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're destabilizing the economy of some third world country somewhere.
Of course.
But they were fucking like sociopaths.
Absolutely. Yes, that's correct.
And I wanted to be like them because they always got to like ding their little ding and
what was the ding? Was there
trying to ding my ding?
What was the ding? Was there a bell or was it like how
there was a bell.
Was a cell?
And then you bring your supervisor over, you hit the bell, supervisor would come over, you get to fucking write your name on a little thing. They'd tally up who had the most at the end of the day. And I was never that guy, but I always wanted to be that guy just once.
Yeah. Your boss came by and like kind of kicked your chair.
Oh, dude, yeah.
They just keep taking the rolly things out of it, so you can't even like scoot backwards.
It was also the same year that The Wolf of Wall Street came out.
Oh.
And there were definitely dudes emulating
that,
playing out some sort of fantasy
sure.
At that job, you know?
Yeah. This is the beginning of their like ascendance.
Yeah, people started showing up in suits all of a sudden. It's like we have never worn anything but t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That is just a big ass fucking bummer. You never really actually want to be like the winners.
Yeah.
Right. Like you want what they have, which is this innate capacity, but it's very clear that they've shut something down deep inside them. That like can't be undone. You know what I mean? Like they've like tied a knot so tight that it's just like, yep, this is who you are. This is what you are.
I think too, like when I think about the worst jobs I've had, there's not a day goes by when I'm at those jobs that I don't have these moments where I'm like so mad at myself. I'm like, how did you get here? What did you do to what you brought yourself here? So when you're at a job like that and you look around, there's people thriving in like this and you're like, what the fuck is in their head? What could they possibly be thinking?
Well, and it gets to you too, because you're like, I must have the problem or something.
Yes, absolutely.
You're the one with the human emotion.
Yes.
You're like, I guess I'm bad.
Yeah.
I don't have what it takes to make it in this world.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, no, it's a super, it's an easy road. Real
The best I would do is we would ask people for money for the college, and then for some reason we would call old people and ask for money for PBS. And I would trick old people into donating to PBS sometimes.
Right.
That was the most success I had. It was
PBS.
Tricking someone's grandmother into donating to a channel they don't watch.
You've always had these relationships with old people at your jobs then. Like
I'm now noticing that. Yes, you're right. My influence
They're always in your orbit.
Community is huge in Arizona.
Yeah, you got your finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
And when I moved to LA, I lived with an old lady as well.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, you lived with an old lady?
I did.
Oh, cool.
It was my mom's boyfriend's mom, but to me, she was just some old lady, you know?
Yeah. That's correct.
You guys hang out? Sorry, I know that's not the podcast, but did you guys hang out?
Yeah. I do a whole I used to do a bunch of jokes about it.
Okay.
So I only say that because I don't want people to think I'm doing like bits on a podcast. But yeah, the jokes were all real, and it was kind of like we were just roommates, which was funny.
And do you still live with her or no?
No, I live with my girlfriend now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I didn't live with my girlfriend, I would definitely be still living with Carol. I love Carol.
Oh, dude. Shout out to
cool.
Carol.
I think she watches the podcast that I do. So I just want to
that's great.
Sure.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't worry about my wrist, Carol. It's just
I have to call you. It's
just a cast. Hope you're doing well, Carol.
There's some mail to pick up.
I would say also, again, this is just me, picking a few things. But I would say also, Michael, you have not just the golden voice of Michael Longfellow, but your rhythm, I would say, suits old people. Okay, you know what I mean?
I think I'm an older soul.
You got a fast mind, but you tend not to make too many sudden movements.
Yeah, I love to not move at all.
Right. So
moving is just to get to a point where I can not move for a while.
I'm just saying, if your voice, if I was an aged person and your voice picks up the, I answer the phone and you're like, "Hello, I'd like to talk to you about PBS." I'm like, "Is this PBS calling? Is this Mr. P? Wow.
Is this Grover from?
Yes, it is, ma'am. And happy to talk to my favorite old lady.
We've got a special offer. Yeah. I would guess the PBS sales were a little less respected.
They're definitely like, it was like, do you want to give like $1.99 per month or something?
Yeah. Compared to what just enormous.
Compared to like a $300 gift for ASU or whatever ridiculous thing.
And what was the setup? You get a commission off those gifts, or was it just like per?
Yeah, I get a little commission, and then also like an hourly salary.
Yeah.
Teeny little commission.
And that hourly is really what enables you to really grind it out for 5 months. For too long, I would say. In fact,
I got too used to making $294.
Right. Because it's like, if it's an hourly, it's basically the same as if you were at like a coffee shop or whatever. So in your head, you justify it. It's like, I'm not breaking down mentally. I'm fine. But you are. Exactly. You're for sure. You're degrading. Everything's disintegrating.
And the weird thing about that is like, even though it is a you're getting paid the same as a shitty coffee job.
Yeah.
But it's a corporate environment.
Absolutely.
Where you have these meetings and it's just,
it's worse.
It doesn't match. Payment does not match the sort of demands or lifestyle that they want you to be living.
Yeah, correct. There's way too much paper in your life. And you're just like, I just need to leave work and I want to not think about work at work. Right.
I'm not getting paid enough to ever have any team development meetings,
Correct. How did you get into needing this job? Like, how did you?
My roommate did it, and he said that they're really easy on hiring people.
Of course, because people are going all the time.
I found that out was everyone. No one stayed there for more than 6 months.
Yeah, of course.
And 6 months was like most people were mostly there for like 2 months.
Because even if you're good, even if those people who are good, they should move on to either higher caliber telephone gigs or in-person sales, which also is going to be more money. So nobody should stick around. The people who are bad definitely shouldn't stick around. The people who are good should move on to just making more cash off of their fucking bonkers skill set, which is just shutting off everything inside them and pushing until the day is over.
Full on terminator.
The only guys that stick around were the two supervisors, I guess.
Of course, right? Because they don't have to make as many. They don't have to make as many, or maybe they do make phone calls.
I don't think they make any calls anymore. They just yell at people who have souls.
Absolutely. They just sit in a desk, sit in like a room that's separate from the call center, and then they call people in, and they're just like, "You suck ass." Like next person.
You have too much of a soul. You have too much of a soul. John, no soul at all. You're doing great.
I can't believe that you're keeping eye contact with me right now. That's insane. You're so stupid. Go back out there and make some calls. Yeah, real sad. So your roommate got into it, and you just like, fuck, I'll take anything,
I was like, whatever. I needed a job. I didn't, I had an in.
Yeah. And the pitch of, I know somebody and they hire super duper easy.
I just show up.
It's an easy, you think to yourself, why not show up, you know?
Exactly.
And then, as soon as you arrive.
And I watched The Wolf of Wall Street and I wanted to be like Jordan Belfort.
Of course. Yeah. I had a marketing, like a telemarketing thing for one day. Everyone on this podcast, mutual friend Jason Webb, told me there was this place. Jason Webb, shout out to the worst 5 hours of my life, where he was like, I know of this place, and he's like, I've never been, but I'm told that there's basically an address on Wilshire here in LA, and you just got to go there. And there's not even an interview. Like, you just go. It's like selling something. I don't even know what it is, and you just go, and they'll let you make calls. And I was in a tough spot, and I was like, why not, right? And I show up, and the reason you bring up Wolf of Wall Street, like as I'm arriving, because again, it's just like a building. You hit the elevator, it stinks. It smells so bad. You go to the bathroom, it smells like kindergarten piss bathroom. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like a little bit of crayon, a lot of old piss. You go in there. There's like a strange amount of water on the floor, Okay. Then you go down the hall, and as you are entering the door where you're about to say hello to whoever is there is a poster of the dollar bill, like but it's just that triangle with the eye. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the all-seeing eye.
Yeah, the all-seeing eye, and it just says greed is good. And then as you round the corner, you walk in, and there was a guy, I think his name was Jason or something. Anyway, two Jasons in this story. The other two posters were, one was the Wolf of Wall Street, and the other was the Scarface one, where he's just like covered in cocaine.
Always good.
And the supervisor was wearing a pair of basketball shorts and flip flops, like Lakers shorts. Oh no, it was board shorts. He was wearing board shorts and a Lakers jersey. And he explained I was selling Vegas vacations. It was absolutely fucking awful. I worked for 5 hours, never made a sale. And they were like, you can come back if you want, but you suck at this. And I never came back. I was like, I'll do anything. I guess I will do anything else. I thought I would do anything, but what I mean is I will do anything else.
What happened?
You are worth something.
Something.
What happened is, like, you were like an old-timey father that went out fishing or hunting for the day and came back with nothing.
Yes.
And used all that energy and came up like, sorry, no food.
That's correct. That's exactly. It's like you're playing Oregon Trail and you're going out for bison, you get nothing. And you just
came
go back
with dysentery.
Correct. Yeah. And I just thought,
there was some dude while you were fishing out there that was just shooting a gun into the water, and he got like 50 fish.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There were people that were making sales. They didn't have a bell because, again, this is so lo-fi. The supervisor would just snap the paper really hard and just go, woo. And that was how you knew a sale happened. And you knew a sale happened also because it was a very small room, and so you could hear the sale closing.
So they could hear you like just kind of flailing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's super bad. Yeah.
Same with the other. Yeah.
They literally kicked me off the station because I was there for 5 hours, and the guy walked up and was like, all right, so you've been here for 5 hours and we need other people. Like, you can come back tomorrow, but like, you haven't made a sale, so we have to. You're literally booted from your workstation. You can't be. If you want to stand in here, you can. I can't stop you. But otherwise, get the fuck out of here.
I don't know why. I've never heard this story. It's so funny to me.
It's so hard. It was such a bad.
I hate your employer so much just because I also don't care for the movie Scarface at all.
Yeah.
There's everything about this guy making me so mad.
Yeah, but that Wolf of Wall Street really influenced a lot of call centers.
Oh, dude.
Is my point.
In the air for a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially at ASU. ASU just has typical broy Jordan.
Oh, because they have a major bro
so when that movie came out and was like, and it's cool, everyone was just, everyone was that for a few months.
For sure. Everybody was that.
Everyone was all of a sudden, on the phone, making deals.
Yeah, doing penny stocks again. You're like, those are illegal now. You can't do those.
Misogyny was back.
It was back just for a little bit. So did you make any sales? Like,
did I make any sales? I
of the Arizona
once or twice. Yeah. And it wasn't me at all. It was either a really rich person who, whatever, or it was an old lady that.
Well, the PBS thing for sure, but you got a couple of you closed on a few Arizona State situations, and they were just like you called, and they were just like, yeah, I'll give you $100.
Yeah, they knew. Sometimes it would be someone who used to work there because it's always been a thing for since the 90s. They've been doing this.
Sure, yeah.
So it was like, tell the devil. Well, I'll give you a little I got a couple calls when I graduated, and I think I gave one donation just because I like knew the feeling. I gave like $5 so we could ding his bell.
Yeah. So when you were calling, how far out were you from attending that same or similar university?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying, like, had you graduated right away as well? Is that did you or were you like when you're working at the call center? Were you out of college?
Oh, when I was working at the call, I was still going to school there.
You're in school?
Yeah, I was a junior. I was a junior in school. Yeah. All of us were. Everyone was.
Oh, that's how they knew, because it was such a common thing for students to work.
Yeah, it was one of the big student jobs that a lot of people.
That's probably another reason why they didn't really fire you right away, because it was like, because it wasn't like, I mean, it was corporate culture for sure, but they're like, these are all ASU students, so like, we're not going to be total dickweeds to everybody.
I'm already paying basically to have this job, right?
Correct. That's what I mean.
I'm already giving the school money.
Yeah, correct. So I can make just a fucking sliver.
Yeah. How about you at least let me work for you?
Yeah.
Steal as much as you can from me.
Yeah. No, I worked like food service in college, and the standards were very low. But I would say that was like sort of unsurprising, because most food service standards are low.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So that makes sense. You're just like, fuck it. It's probably on campus or near campus. So it's just sort of an easy sell to start with, and then not so much anymore after a while.
And I met some nice people there.
So then the psychopaths who were winning, they were fellow students. I'm finally clocking all of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, because like at least when I went, they were like, like one guy was like, he was like a dad, who like for sure was like, if I don't make sales today,
I think yours is a little sadder.
Way sadder. Yeah. But like, I'm like, at least I get you, dude. I understand where this push is coming from, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in this case, it's sort of like, bro, why do you care? I mean, I'm sure again, you want the money, but like, anyway.
Really, you just want to ding that bell. It felt so good.
Yeah. Oh.
It felt so good that you would lie to an old lady.
Yeah.
To ding the bell.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know anybody? Did you know anyone else there? Like, no friends?
I knew my roommate.
Right.
Although he quit shortly after I got there.
Yeah. You can have literally my job. Come work, come have my job. No, I mean, it's my position. This is my desk. This is the mouse. Here's how you do it. See you later.
I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody else, like, really, but I got to know people. I mean, I made a couple friends there. There were, the normal people would find each other pretty quick.
Survival friends. Yeah. You're like,
even the supervisor guy that would like, he would always bring me into his office and tell me to be better, but he would never fire me. So I guess I can't think too much about that guy.
Right.
He is just doing his job.
So you never officially got fired. You just
No, I never officially got fired. He was just definitely deserved to. I never went through with it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It was always on the table. It was always like, if you do this again, and then I would do it again. Now if one more time.
Yeah. You do it again.
This is the same rule as you asking 3 times. I have to warn you, I'm going to fire you 6 times before I officially let you go. Okay. Well, Michael, we we always make sure before we close the podcast to ask 3 questions to kind of make sure we covered all the bases. So for this worst job, question number 1 is, when were you done and how did you quit? Like, when did you realize I got to get out of here? And then when did you actually go?
So I think this was like my first, I was starting to do a lot of stand-up.
Okay. Wow. It's so hard to have something so satisfying on the other side of your life.
I was so delusional that I was like, this job's going to get in the way,
Yeah.
I'm working too much.
Yeah.
So I quit.
I got art. I got to do art.
Yeah. Stand-up will pick up, and meanwhile, you can't, make money doing stand-up in Phoenix, Arizona. In a real capacity.
Yeah. Not in a life-giving capacity.
So yeah, I think one day I called them, and I was like, I'm not coming in.
Mm-hmm. And they were like, we know.
Yeah, it was an easy break for both of us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were like, that's fine. Oh, thank God. I was gonna have to talk to you for the 9th time.
I was like, I am booked for a bringer show at the Tempe Improv. I cannot come into what's beneath me.
Mhm.
And I got 7 friends who've told me no, that they're not coming to that one.
Yeah. I spent $50 to perform that night.
Yeah. So yeah, the dream was coming in like a rocket. You were just like, this is going to happen.
Yeah, it was a dumb decision.
Sure.
But I also really did just want to quit that job.
Yeah. You
I
should
gotta
have
find
quit.
another
I mean,
job.
like in essence, like the stand-up wasn't going to provide for you, but also neither was this job.
I think I knew in my heart of hearts, I was like,
Yeah.
stand-up's not the real reason. You know,
Yeah.
I know that I'm not gonna be
I just gotta go.
making money doing that for a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so then question number 2 is what's one good thing you would say you took from that bad job?
I guess a couple $1,000s.
Sure.
Over a period of time.
Yeah. Over like an extended period of time.
If I took a good thing from that job, I mean, I'm probably making it. I've never thought about that.
Of course. Why would you? It's such a dark thing.
Yeah, but I guess maybe it helped having the skill of asking someone for something that they shouldn't give you.
Yeah, sure.
I guess maybe that developed some confidence or something, or some blind confidence that maybe helped with telling jokes on stage, perhaps. Probably not. I'm reaching here for something.
Yeah.
No, but I
don't think you.
Oh, go ahead, Nick.
I don't think you have to find a whole lot of good in any place that forces you to ignore it when people are telling you no.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. You don't feel bad about not being able to find like that nugget of goldenness.
I think the good thing I took away from it was my soul. I still had my soul after it, and I didn't let it dominate me into like becoming a don't know.
A Wolf of Wall Street.
I guess so. Not that I don't think that was of any threat there. It was
or a
very
wolf
low
of like
stakes.
Palm Boulevard or whatever.
Yeah, I've
a coyote of Palm Boulevard. Sorry.
I remained uncomfortable, which is, I think, good.
Yeah. I continued resisting by not being there anymore.
Absolutely. The lure of the bell not cost me.
Didn't change you.
Yes, didn't change me.
Didn't change your DNA.
But it almost did. The bell was definitely it was everything.
Yeah. Okay, so question number 3 is not related to that bad job. It's more of just like a check-in, like we've had a pandemic. A lot of things have changed, a lot of things haven't changed. Like where are you with all of that? How are you fitting like creative life into stuff?
I'm good now.
Yeah.
I think, we all had our highs and lows last year. But yeah, recently it feels like almost night and day on how
it is wild, especially
much better it's getting. Yeah.
In LA, like, things are opening in a very real sense.
I do think though that I did need a little bit of a break from stand-up, and I didn't know it. And I probably wouldn't have taken that break unless the world shut down. Sure. Unless everyone else had to stop doing it too. It's like the only way I can feel okay watching TV.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, there's a mindset that gets like very drilled into, I would say, stand-ups and any sort of independent creative stuff, because it's not like you're
never really off.
Yeah, it's not like even like, let's just say, stand-up's great and powerful nemesis improv, where it's a team, and at the very least you're bound by everyone else's schedule. Right. It's just sort of like, we can only practice when we're together, or again, like a band, but if you're like truly solo, like stand up, or like, I don't know, a painter, I have no fucking idea, but let's just assume that they have these problems as well. There is sort of like I might as well be insert here effort.
Yeah. I think the first month of the pandemic, I played video games and didn't hate myself for the first time since I was like a child.
Yeah.
And now I'm right back to, if I play video games, I'm just sitting there like, you should be writing now.
Yeah, it is wild how the knobs turn right back on. It was like, I turned them off, or no big deal, and then just off they go.
Yeah, it's definitely back. But it was nice for a second there. I was taking walks just to take walks. It wasn't like, I gotta think of something. Fucking looking at trees, being like, nice. That's a nice tree.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to think about.
That's all I gotta do with this tree.
Yeah. What's funny about this tree?
What games are you playing?
I play Red Dead Redemption a lot.
Oh yeah, I love that game so much.
I've beaten it twice, and now I just kind of like
roam.
I'll just have it on in the background, kind of, and
Mm-hmm.
I just like the ambiance of it.
What's cool about that is it like Arthur Morgan, the character in that, like is just kind of doing what you're talking about doing. You can just walk around, look at trees.
Yeah.
Like in the game.
He's now that is me going for like a nature walk. I'll turn on Red Dead and go to like where there's no one else. And
You're just like in your apartment in a big city. You're just like, you just got to get out sometimes, you know?
Got to feel that Rocky Mountain breeze.
These vast ranges, they're good for anxiety.
I think that's true though. I think people do that. You are certainly I remember I bought I bought a Wii really late when I had to live at my parents' house for a while because things were not going great for old Chasey. And I got one of the Zelda games. I can't remember which one. And I got it just so I could wander. Like I had never finished the game.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just want to ride that little horsey. And
and honestly, I get bothered by the game sometimes. When I have to do this thing really quick so I can go back to fucking nothing.
Yeah. I hate it, especially in that game because you can see like yellow missions versus white missions. Like white missions you can kind of do whenever you want, but like yellow is like you better get on this right now. And you're like, oh fuck. Because that yellow mission is stand up. That's like, oh, I better get to it. I better get back. Like I gotta. How long am I gonna put this off? I gotta. Yeah, I found that that one thing that I don't think that a lot. I mean, I admitted it, and I had a couple of conversations with different comics who disagreed with me. But I was like about halfway through, I was like, "Hey guys, stand up kind of sucks. Like it's like there's a lot about it I'll never admit to missing. You know, it's like a lot. Like it's like we love it. That's why we've collapsed our lives before this, getting into
just to get here wherever.
And what do we love, really?
Yeah,
we love a room being like, you're very good.
Yeah.
And we get to sell it as like, ooh, it's art, but it's really just it's an addiction.
It's just going right.
Yes,
right.
It's an addiction to a specific kind of approval.
Yeah,
and an approval that is very much on your terms.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So thank God it happens to bring joy because it's just it's an addiction like any other one.
Yeah, yeah. I've definitely been looking at it as an addiction lately and just been like.
I mean, think about it. You've changed your life. You do it as often as possible.
Yeah.
Replace comedy with any other addiction, and it's the same exact.
Has anybody seen The Sound of Metal in this?
Yes.
Video? Sound of Metal, man. Fuck, dude. That movie was fucking hard.
Is there any reason you brought it
up? What's up?
It's like, is there any reason you brought it up?
Has anybody seen There Will Be Blood? Fucking hard movie. Well, because Sound of Metal, he's a former addict, or I guess a recovering addict. And he's trying to get back to music because he's deaf, right? Or his hearing is severely impaired. And he's trying to get back to this like thing. And his sponsor at the time is like, you sound like literally everything you're saying, like, oh, I just got to get back. He's like, it just sounds like you sound like an addict to me. And he was like, no, I'm not. And then, he is because he's trying to get back to music and in his case, trying to get back to his life is completely altered. Right. And he wasn't acknowledging that was the case. And was playing the addiction game of like, well, I can just keep going, which you can't. That's the definition of addiction is you can't do this anymore.
Yeah, you got to be a person every once in a while.
It's a good idea. Well, Michael, where can people find you? Thank you for joining us. Where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
MichaelLongfellow.com has all of my shows and stuff coming up. And then Michael Longfellow on pretty much all the social medias.
Darn right. Michael's been doing some pretty great Instagram clippies of some new bits.
Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to, we're dumping some clips right now. We're dumping some clips.
Getting some clips out there. So all of that will be in the show notes. So just, scroll down. If you're on YouTube, you can just click on it. And if you're in your favorite podcasting app, you just swipe up and there they are. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man,
a pleasure.
It's been great.
And fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Yo, if you want to pext, if you want to pext the podcast, god damn it, it's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can text as well, or you can pext if you're a dumbass idiot. Just kidding, folks. Baby's first microphone. Pext the pod. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.